Hello everyone, this is Helen H and welcome to my channel, Moss Cottage. I hope everyone's doing great today. Today I wanted to show you a flip through of a vintage postage themed journal that I made. And I made it using an old book, an old hardback book. It did have a picture of some books and like a quill on the front, but that wasn't quite postal themed. So I went ahead and made this collage with postage and things on it and writing. And then the spine is fabric, vintage fabric. It's got 3 signatures and it is a hidden, what is it called? A hidden spine. Like you can't see where the stitches are. There's no stitches underneath here. The stitches are inside the book. All right, so let's get into it. So in the first page, I've got this beautiful like faux old writing script paper. And this is the beginning of the first signature. Instead of a book plate, I have this old postmaster sticker here and it says 4, so you can write your name on it. And the beginnings of each signature are made with thicker paper. So here I have a free-form tear out of a zip code book, a vintage zip code book. Then we've got some coffee stained paper, some old ledger type writing paper. And then on this page here, there's a little envelope made out of a map, and in the envelope there is a even smaller envelope with some writing paper in it. And this is just a little bit of notebook paper. Now this little envelope here is very fragile. It was from the 1940s, and it says on it, for a special day. This was given to a mother for her with a gift when her son was born in the 40s. And then you also get this little receipt here, like a sales receipt, and those are slipped into this little envelope that I made out of a map. And on the back page, using these fun paper clips, is this piece of ephemera that says private mailing card. And on the back, it's just plain so that you can write on it. You can journal on the front and the back, but it's got this cute little faux paper clip on it, which is really cute. This is some beautiful printing paper, you know, that you put in your printer to make letters and stuff. And then we have a piece of old vintage music paper, another piece of the coffee stain paper. And here, this is a vintage airmail envelope. And it's got this beautiful little collage on it with some writing and just some botanicals on it. But what got me was the handwriting underneath, like a letter. So this envelope actually flips open, and inside is this tiny little piece of well, it's not handwritten. It's a little piece of ephemera that looks like handwritten letter. And then this cool Tim Holtz paper, which is like, it's very hard to describe. It's almost like a vellum paper, but I think the color is just fantastic. So that goes in our vintage little airmail envelope here, which is a flip over. Then we've got a piece of paper from a typing book, How to Type, learning how to type. Some brown paper packaging with some washi tape that is posted, vintage postal themed. And then on this side, we have just the end part of a little receipt. It says number, date, 2/4, and then the money amounts. Then this is a piece of a weekly planner, like for teachers. This is a piece of graph paper, and the ephemera on it is a label from a stationery set. It says textured papers, 48 sheets, 24 envelopes. That was actually a vintage stationery set that I have. And then in the middle, you've got this little coffee stain paper. Now, I didn't put anything on the ties because some people like things on them and some do not. You're more than welcome to clip them down. They're secured. Just leave a little bit of fringe, or you can put something on there. So then we go on. Now on this page, we've got a little double pocket that I made out of a piece of old book paper, and it's got this old receipt in it. not written on, so you can write on the front and the back, plenty of space. And this is a tiny piece of handwritten letter. This was a letter from between a mother and a son. I have a whole stack of them. Then on this page here is the packing paper, and there's just a little piece of old, like vintagey style postage down there. Here's our typing paper again, our graph paper, some more of the little coffee stain paper, the music paper, and here is a vintage parcel post label. This is actually the label here. It's still got sticky on the back, but if you're going to adhere it to something, because it is vintage, I would recommend that you use some glue underneath, like a glue stick or something. And there's the back of that computer paper. Here's an envelope here, and inside the envelope is a bunch of old stamps from Monticello, 20-cent stamps. I can't read when the date is. December 6th, but I can't read what year it was. You could Google to see when we have the 20-cent Monticello stamps. And here is a page, an actual handwritten page. This is not a copy, and it says "Dear Mother," and this is a letter from the son to the mother. And that lives in this little envelope here. Well, this is actually quite a large envelope. I think it was a envelope for a greeting card. I'm going to leave that out for right now. I don't want to bend it, but I'll put it back in. And then there is a piece of old postage here. It looks like it's Asian. I'm not sure if it's Korean. It might be Korean. This beautiful little stamp. Then we have some more writing paper. Some more of the coffee stain paper with a vintage Polish stamp. Then on this page is an ad for Vintage Currents. Currents is still in business, and they have made stationery, and this is just an old ad for Current stationery. Then this is the front of the second signature. And there's some coffee stain paper. No, I'm sorry, this is flyleaf paper with some stamps, vintage stamps on it. It's a piece of planner paper. I just have a little tidbit down here of the zip code book. Then on this page, this is some kind of vintage flyleaf paper. There's this little piece of ephemera that says airmail on it that you can take off and put onto something else. Here's a piece of a vintage map. Here's a airmail envelope, and inside is a little tag that looks like an airmail tag. Some graph paper. This is a little side of a file folder that says remember. This is brown. This is actually a part of a brown paper bag. And so inside this one, I have a typed letter, a real vintage typed letter, but it also has some handwriting on it. That's great fun to color those up and tear them up and use them in your work. Some music paper. This is some beautiful vellum that has I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but it has a rose pattern on it. Very faint, but it is a rose pattern. And here's some more coffee stain paper in the middle. There's a tiny little vellum envelope here with this little piece of ephemera that looks like a handwritten letter with a postage stamp, cancellation stamp on it. And that's in there. So here's the middle of the second signature. There's the vellum, the music. Here's the second side of the bag. And in this one, I made this envelope. It is a long, like banker's type envelope, and I made it out of a map. And that is in there. Of course, all this stuff you can move around as you wish. It's just a place for me to put the ephemera for you to have. Here's the other side of the file folder here. Some graph paper. And here's the other side of this fun vintage airmail envelope. And in this one, there's this little piece of ephemera that looks like, where am I going here? Crinkled up paper. And then these are actually a to and a from sticker from the post office, and they haven't been stuck, so you can use both of those. Here's some old map. Here's an old ad for 53 Oriental stamps for only 10 cents. This is an actual vintage ad. I believe this is from a Work Baskets magazine. Then here's some more of this zip code paper on this very heavy duty ledger paper. Planning paper, some more vintage book leaf paper. And this is the back of the second signature. So here's the third signature. I did not decorate the covers of the signatures because I left that for you to do. And then here's some more of that fun zip code paper. I just kind of organically tear it and put it on the pages. This is a large vellum envelope right here. And inside is this envelope, a paper envelope from a letter. And it's got the old stamp on it there. So you get that old envelope, put it where you'd like. Some coffee stain paper, some more typing paper, printer paper. This is a piece of paper that I just tore and put the music on it to make it kind of collaged. And then on this page here, there is another little envelope that I've made, and it has a little piece of brown paper that you can jot a note on, and it's got this super fun little piece of ephemera here with all kinds of postage details on it, and that goes in there. Brown packing paper with the washi tape, the postage theme washi tape. Here is an envelope, a vintage envelope. And let's get this off. These paper clips are super fun. They're different. They are called page markers, actually, these little things. But this is an envelope, and it is just from stamp company. So this is for stamp collecting, you know, but since it's postage themed, I put it in here. It is actually a vintage envelope. Then this is the top part of an envelope. The envelope's on the next page, and it folds out. And inside is another one of these cute little airmail tags and a piece of coffee stained writing paper to write on. Plenty of places to journal and decorate in this journal for sure. Here is this heavy duty writing ledger paper. And then here's the middle. It's the tea stain or coffee stained paper. Here's a vintage stamp. Some more of the zip code paper here. Here's a little tuck spot or envelope, no, pocket that I made here from an old envelope that was torn, and then I layered it with collage, and there's a little tag inside with some seam binding on the top. Here's a piece of a planner with the postal themed washi tape. Says notes on this side, some more of the zip code paper on this graph paper. I tried to always use a variety of different papers to play with. This is just a piece of old writing with a postage mark there. And here is the small little paper, and it's got a little piece of ephemera that looks like a handwritten postcard, the back of a postcard on it. Some music sheet, a little piece of ephemera that looks like old writing. And here's some more of the how to type pages, some more coffee stain paper. And this is coffee stained copy paper here, and that's got the postage themed washi on it. And then this last page here has a pocket with this house in it because it's postage. So I said, well, there has to be a house. And here is another one of these long envelopes that I've made out of map to go in there. And then there's the back. And then the back is also the same faux writing page on there. So guys, I hope you like this journal. I am putting this journal in my Etsy shop. I cannot keep all my journals, but I do enjoy making them. So if you're interested, the link is below. So guys, until the next video, I hope you all are truly blessed, and I hope you enjoyed this flip through. Bye-bye.